Okay guys, so this project is a wood project. I used a piece of just basic plywood. It's not the fancy sanded plywood, so it has little marks in it here and there, little holes, indentions and stuff like that throughout it. But just take your plywood and cut it into whatever shape you want it to be. In this case, we're going with a Klingon weapon from Star Trek, a Batleth. So but you can do whatever you want for your wood project to make cool little swords and weapons for hanging on the wall, kind of wall art if you want. But once you cut your basic shape out for it, just sand it down. I went through from like 60 grit up to 500 to 1000 grit just to smooth it out and get a lot of those little dimples and spots out of it. For this project, I kind of like the little dimples and spots in it. It just looks like it's worn, like the weapon's been used. So it works for what I want it to work, what I want it to be. If you want it to be smoother than that, they do have pre-sanded plywood where it doesn't have any imperfections. So definitely buy that if you need it to be a little nicer than your basic plywood, but it does cost a little more for that pre-sanded plywood. So once you get it all sanded down, wipe it off, get it real smooth, get all the dust off of it, and then prime it with some primer. It just helps the spray paint not soak down to the wood and not have to use as many coats of spray paint. So guys, here it is. We're going to prime it up and then we're going to paint it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay guys, so here we're going to do a dirt wash. It's what I call it. I don't know if it's what it's actually called, but you take acrylic paint, black acrylic paint or brown, depending on the look you're going for, somewhere like that, and you dilute it down with water. I do 50-50. I think most people do the consistency of milk, and that's kind of where I go with it, somewhere around milk, a little thinner, but I just get it thin enough that you can put it on it and it seeps into all the little cracks, and then you wipe it off with a paper towel, not too hard because you don't want to soak up the what's inside all the little cracks, but you want to leave that behind so it looks like it's worn and dirtied, and it's just a dirt wash is what I call it. So just put it on generously and wipe it back off lightly, and you get a nice worn look. Okay guys, any questions on that, ask me in the comments down below. I'll help you out. Okay, once we let that dry, we take crystal clear acrylic enamel, spray it with it, and let it dry. Alright guys, so grab you some fabric so we can make some wraps for the handles. In this case, I'm going to use an old shirt of mine that had a couple holes in the front and in the sleeves. It's brown, works out well for some nice brown wrappings. We need one for each handle. Make sure you have a wide enough length to them to wrap around nicely enough. One for each handle. I'm going to wrap it around. This should do nicely. Alright, now that we got all our wrappings, let's get to this. You got to wrap it. Alright, so we take some glue. I use wood glue and I mix it down with some water. Do about 50-50, a little more than 50-50 sometimes. Just you want it to be fairly thin. The idea is we're going to coat this afterwards, so we want it to seep into the material. Alright, so grab your strapping your material, whatever you want to call it. Now this is a little tedious, and showing you how to do this is going to be a little long, guys, because it's a little frustrating. This thing is an odd shape. So decide what side you want to have up or down of your material. Like this one has a fluffier side than the other side, so I'm going to put the fluffy side down. So line it up on your handle, give it a slight angle. You want to angle it just a little bit. Bring the material up over it, and we want to pull it tight, as tight as you can get it. And then just overlap it over your last one just a little bit. Pull it nice and tight. And I'm sorry it goes out of the camera frame, guys, but this thing is just an odd shape, and to give it a little support to pull it tight, kind of got to press it against me, so it will go out of the frame here a little bit, a couple of times, guys, but you get the idea. Put it over it on the edge, just overlap it a little bit, and keep pulling it tight. So you want one hand trying to hold it, and at the same time holding it from coming loose again, and on the other hand trying to pull it tight. And it's a little tedious. But this process is it's a pretty good one for pretty simple one. I mean, you can do a really good wrap if you know how to do a good wrap. That's fine. This is just, it's a project for the wall, so, or something you can play with in the yard or something if you want. Maybe something for the kids. So this is a no tie wrapping. Just keep pulling it down here, and I'll show you here at the end what I mean. We're actually going to tuck this, and then the glue that we soak this through with actually holds everything together pretty well and keeps that tucked piece from coming out. So here I'm just kind of pulling it down. I got a piece here that's a little loose. I don't know how it came loose there, but it's loose, and either you undo the whole thing and redo it again, or just pull it, see if it ain't too loose, don't worry too much about it. It will harden up with the glue, but yeah, there we go. So take this last one here, and I like grab something like a popsicle stick, the scissors, something that you can tuck it and push it underneath there with. So lift up the one a little bit of your last wrap and just kind of jam it in there. Just push it underneath there and just get the tip end to disappear to give you kind of a cleaner look. And there it is. Alright, so that is how we do the wrap, and then we're going to coat it with the glue. I'm going to go ahead and do this other one, and then we'll get to the glue part, guys. Okay guys, so for this part I would suggest putting on some gloves. Otherwise you're going to be picking glue off your fingers for pretty much the rest of the day. You can use some tools to put this on, but I just dip my fingers and spread them across here, because the idea is just to soak the fabric, and when this hardens it's going to it's not going to be annoyingly hard, like hurt the hand or anything, but it's going to hold it in place pretty well, and it doesn't peel, the glue doesn't come back off and everything on your hands. It doesn't you can hold this for a while. It's not going to rewarm or anything, like the glue start getting sticky again or anything. I've tried this before. I've used this on other projects, so this is just how I do it. You can do it your way. You can use something else. They have stuff in a bottle you can put over this, but I got this idea from watching somebody on YouTube who uses Mod Podge to do something like this for the wraps. So I figured price wise I can get a lot of wood glue for a lot more wood glue for the price of a bottle of Mod Podge. So, and with all the wood I use, I tend to have a lot of wood glue hanging around, so this works. And being that you're diluting it, you're not using much glue here. Because it's diluted, it will take a lot longer to dry than if it wasn't diluted, but we do want to get it to soak down in there. And then make sure you wipe any excess glue back off your blade. At this point, the look of what should be metal, you don't want the glue to stay there, because when it dries, it will on the paint stuff itself, the silver, it will have a slight yellow color to it when it dries. It dries kind of clear, but not too bad. Now on the material, it dries pretty much clear. You don't really see the glue. It's really nice. So guys, this is a awesome way to do this, but do it your way. Now if you have any questions on this process, please ask them in the comments down below, and I'll try my best to help you out. Okay guys, so here it is, the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a very easy project to make. Something really cool just to kind of hang on the wall. You can make them smaller, you can make them bigger if you want, and you can do this with just about any old weapon from any game or something you really like to do. You know, I mean, it's not going to be very round or 3D using flat plywood, but it comes out pretty well. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks guys for watching. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a fun project to make. Star Trek Klingon Batleth. I do hope you enjoyed it. You guys are awesome. You guys know the routine. Smash the like button for us if you enjoyed the video. Leave some awesome comments in the comment section down below. If you had any questions on this video, I'll try my best to help you out. Ask them in the comments, and make sure you click the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have clicked the subscribe button, click the other S button, share it with all your friends on your social media. It helps us out, gets us noticed, and it means a lot to us guys. It's easy to do. It's just 1-2 clicks and it's there, it's done. Say some awesome things for us. You guys are amazing. We'll see you guys in the next video. Remember guys, keep creating. Just paint something.